Stutter, my brother, what's happening? Hey, fantasy, it's session. We talking touchdowns, receptions, interceptions. They got a band and kicker, we need that correction. Swap them out, we flexing. How many of y'all you collect? We tryna get that winning record. Fantasy, it's session. Fantasy, it's session. Fantasy, it's session. Fantasy, it's session. Fantasy, it's session.
Yeah.
What up, though?
And we back.
What it is, hope it's what it should be.
Echo.
We back.
That gave his
That
own
was the
echo.
second
That's
one,
crazy,
bro. We
man.
back.
The ad-lib. Hey.
What it is, hopefully what it should be. Welcome to another episode of Fantasy in Session, the podcast. Today is September the 3rd, and of course we power about a real deal Fantasy HQ. And like always, wherever you're listening to this at, go ahead and subscribe, give a like, give a comment, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend where you been. How y'all boys feeling? I be trying to come up with rhymes all the time. Sometimes it be working, sometimes it don't.
You just did it, bro. Bro,
I didn't try that time.
Don't even know it, bro.
Don't try that. Yeah.
Javar was trying to make up a rhyme. He couldn't think of one. That's why he got mad. How y'all doing? What's up? What y'all doing this Friday? What's the word? It's the last Friday without football.
Yes,
well, not without NFL football. Go Dogs. Exactly. Georgia play tomorrow.
Next week at this time, bro, we're gonna be like coming off of that Thursday night game, bro. And it's a banger too, bro. Like, who is it? It's the Bucks and the Cowboys, bro.
I don't know why they continue to treat the Cowboys like they're a good team. I hate them so much.
They're a good team for fantasy.
That is true.
As Dak Prescott's playing, they're a good team for fantasy. So
I wouldn't want any of my players playing like the first game on Thursday because that'll like give me anxiety for the rest of the week if like I have.
It does, bro. I know the feeling, bro. Because if they go off, bro, it's great, man. But it's a chance that they're gonna put up a dud, bro. It's that first week, bro. You gotta look at that shit for 2 days, man. It's the worst.
I'm really hate it,
bro. It don't feel weird, bro. I mean, it don't feel real. Goddamn, I can't even talk right now. Don't feel real. Like I guess it's not gonna hit me until like they step out on that field, bro. Like fantasy season.
It's probably because you got like one more seat. It's probably because you got like one more couple drafts left. So once the drafts are over, I think that'll be. And once you see Georgia play,
yeah, that Thursday night, I'm gonna be excited for that game, man. It's gonna be a lot of offense. It's gonna be a lot of players, a lot of offense. Everybody gonna be watching. It should be some points scored. I'd be more worried about.
No, but he's saying that like if he has a player that puts up a dud, bro, like
yes,
sucks to look at that shit.
So who you think?
Now you gotta look at it all week, and this is the only game on, and this is the first game of the year. So like it's like extra anxiety because it's like it's hard to predict the first week anyway. You just gonna start your studs. Like anybody that you drafted in those first 12 picks is probably who you want to start. It's like
so you say you're gonna start your studs. Are you starting AB and Michael Gallup?
I said my studs.
Right, we'll talk about that next week, bro. Goddamn.
I mean, I might start AB. I don't know about Mike. I might start AB.
Let's give out.
I'm pretty sure that'd be like wide receiver threes for me, but we'll see.
I said my studs though. But anyway, let's give an 8-second moment of silence to the Fall Kings and Queens out there. Hey, first of all, shout out to Amar Aubrey case and Elijah McClain case. They got a little process going.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to misquote it, so I'll come out. I don't want to misquote it, but I tweeted it. So if you want to see what's going on in those cases, go ahead and tweet it. But yeah, let's go give him 8-second moment of silence. And we bet. All right, man. So we back. Any news since the last time we potted? Let's start there. We did come with the news show on Wednesday. The Falcon first, of course. I don't know why everybody's talking about this and why everybody making such a big deal, but I guess we could start off with that. Wayne Gallman being signed to the Falcons and the Falcons dropping Quadre Olison. I really thought Quadre Olison was going to be a good pickup for the Falcons, but apparently they had different plans. So apparently now the fantasy community is scared of the fantasy community that drafted Mike Davis is now scared to have Mike Davis on their team because of Wayne Goldman. I don't know when Wayne Goldman became such this threat to everybody, but I didn't like Mike Davis as much anyway. So how do y'all feel about Wayne Goldman?
If you've drafted Mike Davis as your second running back, he's starting as your running back too, I'd be kind of worried. But if he in my flex, I wouldn't be as worried. But Goldman has shown he's a competent back just like Mike Davis. It seemed more like a battle now. So once Galvin get up to speed on the playbook with everything, I don't know what could happen. But the first 4 weeks should be Mike Davis, and then Galvin get up to the playbook and may be more healthy because he played less snaps, and we'll see how it play out. So that's why people are worried.
Yeah, I kind of compared to like the Gardner Minshew trade to Philly, where the backup wasn't really a threat at the moment. So even if the guy kind of struggled, then he still have his job. I think that Wayne Gallman is definitely better than Quadri Allison. Like Javar said, he's produced when he's gotten the opportunity to. He was averaging double-digit points last year when he took over for Saquon Barkley for a time. So he's definitely a competent backup. I still think that Mike Davis is the leader of this backfield, but if he does wear down like we saw him do last year in Carolina, then we know that we have a competent back in Gallman to kind of carve out a role for himself.
Yeah, this real football-wise, this was a great pickup.
Yeah.
How much fab? So he's on your waiver wire right now, probably. How much fab would you spend on him, Carlos?
In redraft, I would.
Yeah.
It's
probably not much, man. Because in redraft, he's like a handcuff. I'm not expecting him to he's just getting to the team, so I don't think he'll have a role that big to really warrant a pickup right now. I mean, if you have room, you have deep rosters, deep bench, then I wouldn't mind adding them to the back of my bench, but I'm not putting more than 5% of my budget on him.
Yeah, you probably got to drop somebody. Yeah, I was about to say, I would say 10, about 8%, but something like that. But somebody who get him might drop him by week 4, so you can pick him up then when he should get some burn later in the year. But that's my stance on it.
The Colts came out and said that they want to get Nyheim Hines more touches in 2021. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about Jonathan Taylor now? Does that make you feel the type of way, Los?
Nah, because I was already expecting Nyheim Hines to have his role in the offense. He's the pass catching specialist, and he's going to get his carries between the tackles sprinkled in there. But I'm not really expecting it to be more of a committee. I'm not really buying into. Putting too much stock into this. I'm not lowering Jonathan Taylor or raising him based off this. So,
yeah, I'm the same. They're gonna run the football a lot, so it's gonna be some touches there to be had.
Royce Freeman got picked up off the waiver wire by Carolina Panthers. I don't really think that does much. With CMC being there,
yeah. Chuba Hubbard takes a hit if you're kind of holding on to him as one of those high upside handcuffs. But it's nothing more than that.
Brandon,
you think you're gonna take touches from fucking CMC? No,
exactly.
Fuck out of here.
Brandon Ayuk,
Royce Freeman, bro.
He ain't coming out of here. Brandon Ayuk has yet to resume practice, but he has been running sprints on the sidelines. But he is expected to play week 1. Saquon Barkley has a strong chance to play week 1. So I think if he wasn't going to play week 1, they would say that by now. I think Saquon is going to play, like we said last episode, just for a limited snaps, probably. CD Lamb is.
They wouldn't say it. They probably would say it. I mean,
that's what I meant to say.
The truth.
No,
I don't think they'll tell us the truth if he wasn't going to play. You know what I mean?
Oh,
he can still not play. They say he has a chance. That's not sounding as he's.
I mean, but it's not sounding like he's not going to play though.
Yeah, he is looking on track, definitely.
CeeDee Lamb activated from the COVID-19 list along with Carson Wentz. Coach Rivera.
You're a little worried there for CeeDee, boy.
It is getting close. I think if anybody catch COVID now, I think they're probably going to be out.
Yeah, sound about right.
What is it, like a 5-day something? 5-day hold or something like that?
If you're vaccinated, I know it's different. It's different. Time frame if you're vaccinated or not vaccinated. So I don't think he actually caught it though. I think he was just a close contact. So
okay, for sure.
It is good to hear that he's activated though.
That was Ron Rivera very confident that Samuel will play week 1. That's Curtis Samuel for everybody that didn't know. And I think that's about all the news that I got. Y'all see anything else that I missed? We talked about T.Y. Hilton being on the IR.
Yeah,
N'Keal Harry starting on the IR. Oh, so one thing about the IR that's different this year that I heard on NFL Network, that you can take off a player not after 3 weeks instead of the regular after 6 weeks. So just because they get put on the IR this year, they can come off in 3 weeks.
I thought they had something like that. They had that last year too.
Last year.
Yeah.
Oh, if it was last year, I just found out about it this year. I don't know. I'm talking about after 3 games though.
Yeah.
I think they put that into effect last year because of the COVID shit. And I think they just kept it.
Oh shit! But I didn't know that. Y'all got any other news?
Nope.
All right, man. Let's get into what we're here for. The Risers and Fallers episode. We finally here with it. The last game of preseason has been played. Like we said, next week is the first week of the NFL. So let's get to some of the risers and fallers since offseason has started. I guess we'll start with a riser. What's one of your risers since preseason is over now? Like after preseason is over.
All right, so I'm gonna go with a popular name that's going around. Former undrafted wide receiver for the New Orleans Saints, Marquez Callaway. So it's already multiple positive reports coming out of camp for him that he's been showing out. Grasping the opportunity that's in front of him. But now that it's official that Michael Thomas is going to miss at least the first 6 weeks because he's on PUP now, he has a chance to not only become the wide receiver 1 for that span for that team, but he's also has a chance to carve out a role for the entire season because it's the Saints, his like past history, they really never had a wide receiver 2 like that. So, So the chemistry was in full effect week 2, man, between him and Callaway, and that's another good news for him because Winston's the name to starter now. They already showcased that chemistry, man. They connected for 104 yards, 2 touchdowns on 5 targets in week 2 against the Jaguars in preseason. And throughout preseason, he's just been balling out. He's been the highest graded receiver. Has the highest yards per route run, and he's one of only 2 receivers to produce a perfect passer rating for their quarterback. So this is a guy that, he was going super duper late. Like if you drafted early, like he probably was going undrafted. Starting to rise now, and for good reason because he's been balling out. So he's definitely my biggest riser this year.
I like I don't like the Saints one, so let me just start there. I feel like that's cap. I feel like a lot of people.
He gonna see more targets. He gonna see all the targets.
Do you have any Callaway? I should have asked you that before I made this my riser. Do you have any Callaway? God damn it.
No, I don't.
Gabe, yeah. Okay,
no, I don't.
Sweet. Because Gabe has like whenever he drafts a Saints player, but they just have a horrible year. So I was kind of getting paranoid over here. He really is.
No, I don't have no Callaway, but I would never.
That's great news.
I think I would going into week 1. Somebody asked, "Would you start Julio over Callaway?" I haven't looked at the matchups itself in the offense, but I would definitely probably still start Julio. I'm never probably going to sit Julio until Julio shows me that he needs to be set for Marquez Callaway. I'm pretty much going to start Julio, but I'll have more when when I break down the matchups though.
I think if you went like super running back heavy and Callaway is like your best wide receiver 2 option right now, then I wouldn't be mad at that. But I'm looking to start him as a flex because you're getting him you're still getting him pretty late, but he's going to be the number 1 target out there. So looking to start him as like a flex player. I'm not starting him over Julio though.
Oh, who's screaming? So Javar, Javar, you got a follow for us? Or you want to go rise or you want to go follow? Oh, Javar, you muted too.
All right, I'm going to rise. My rise is Tyrell Williams. We all know about Perriman being dropped. And so Tyrell Williams is in the late rounds. I like, going for the late round, shot the late round guys out. You can get them for practically cheap. Even if he don't pertain to anything, you can still drop him, pick up somebody who was free. But I know he don't match up well with Goff. Goff is a short slinger, so it's more pause. So he more so gonna throw. He more gonna throw the same.
He had a backcheck pause.
But
that was stupid.
But the line's gonna be playing from behind a lot, so they're gonna have to take their chances. Tyrell Williams gonna have his weeks that you can start him on your bye weeks when you have people out or when somebody get hurt. So I like him. He can see up to 100 targets, and last time he seen 118 targets, he finished wide receiver 19 in PPR with 7 touchdowns. Every year he don't play, he don't average around 6 touchdowns, so he gonna see the pay dirt. And he, like I say, he's basically free. It's not a lot of players you can get back there in 14, 16 rounds that can lead the wide receiver group in targets. So get this guy if nobody else is out there that you like, know what to do in the 15, 16 round, get Tyrell Williams.
It is something when I was looking up through my notes today, I was looking at the Lions, and they said that because I was going to do something on Ahmad St. Brown. I know I just messed that up. Did I mess that up?
It's passable. Amon.
All right, cool.
Would you say Ahmad?
Yeah,
I think that might be right. All right, I thought I messed the last name up. So anyway, I was looking.
Did you say St. Brown?
Yeah.
Did you say St. Brown? St. Rod.
Yeah,
I think it's St. Rod.
I said St. Brown. Yeah, I knew it's not. I know.
Rod.
I don't think it's St. Brown. I was like, I don't think it's.
Damn, I fucked it up too. Shit.
It's
Ahmad Ross St. Brown.
Ahmad.
Oh, I just missed the name.
Bro, okay,
I missed the part. I missed the part of the name.
Keep talking. Just keep messing the name
up. But anyway, it was a big fantasy talk about him being, especially when Bashard Perriman got dropped, that he was going to be a big target getter. But apparently he's not as big on the Lions as he is to the fantasy community, because they're saying even I'm about to fuck this up too. Quez Cephas is out there still leading and sometimes taking over in the slot when they're running the slot plays. So that's just something to look out for. They're saying he's the 4th wide receiver on the chart right now. So everybody probably just need to cool out a little bit on St. Brown. But I think eventually he'll be good. I think he's more of a dynasty play. That's all I had to say about that.
Yeah, it's the dynasty guys out there that's really getting excited about him. He was pretty high on their list, but this year, not really expecting much from him.
But I do like the Tyrell Williams, though. I
like that.
The ball has to go somewhere. The ball has to go somewhere.
Exactly. He's the most
he's the veteran
guy out there. Yeah, he's the veteran out there. So not going to be in a lot of scoring situation, but they're going to be coming from behind a lot. So
he'll still be behind. He'll still be behind T.J. Hawkinson too. So
yeah,
I still think T.J. Hawkinson is he's the first receiver.
And Swift.
He's not gonna be the number one in target.
Swift whenever he feels like he wants to play. It's so gross, like how Swift. I don't know, man. It'd be weird.
Man, he gonna play week 1.
Yeah, it'd be weird. So I'll go ahead and go. Are we doing risers right now or fallers?
Yep, risers.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead with one of my risers then. His name is Damian Harris right now, so I'm pretty sure everybody heard the news. Last year, I'll go ahead and start off. Last year, he finished as PFF's 2nd highest graded running back, and he averaged 5 yards per carry, and that's only averaged 9 fantasy points last year. The majority of this due to Cam Newton, who is no longer a part of the team as of this week. He led the team. Cam Newton did. He led the team to probably one of the worst offensive-wise fantasy years of all time. The Patriots were literally the worst fantasy team as far as like an offense collectively.
Shit on them boys.
I mean, that's what Cam Newton did, man. I'm kind of happy he's gone.
Any Patriots player probably had a shitty year.
Except Cam, and that's gross.
No,
because
Cam was up here before COVID.
Yeah, before COVID.
All right, wait. Let him get his shit off.
The Patriots have also shrunken the backfield with trading away Sony Michel to the Los Angeles Rams. Damian Harris has played 60% of the snap share with 88% of the carries with the Patriots starting offense through three preseason games. Last year, seeing at least 50% of the snaps, he averaged 18 touches per game. Ramondre Stevenson has yet to play a snap with the starters. That's from my man Andrew Eckerson. He tweeted that, so I just wanted to give him his credit. Last year, Cam had 42 red zone attempts, 22 of those coming inside of the 5-yard line, and he scored 5 touchdowns. Compared to Damian Williams, who led the running backs with 21 red zone attempts, only 3 of those coming inside the 5-yard line, and only 1 touchdown. If Damian Harris, let's say he get a third of that, and that'll bring him to 35 red zone attempts. But I do think he'll get more than a third of that of Cam's 41. That would have put him last year in the top 15 running backs with red zone attempts. And so I feel like the sky is the roof, and we all know the more attempts you get, volume is king. And clearly, he's played every down with the snap. Every down with the starters. And Coach Belichick has showed that he wants to put him on the field. And I think I would be more afraid of JJ Taylor taking snaps from Damian Harris than I am Ramondre Stevenson.
We're gonna see, man. I think it's kind of a health thing. He's gonna get some snaps, even if it's 6 to 8 rushes. He's gonna get some. He's gonna get some burn because they just want to keep Damian Harris, healthy throughout the year. That was the major concern with Harris.
Yeah, that's easily one of the best risers, I feel like, because before everything went down, he was considered like a middling RB3. Like you're comfortable to have him in a flex. I remember trading him in a couple seconds for David Montgomery, and I was like ecstatic before all this went down. But now that all these moves have been made, I'm like, it looks a little more even now. That's why you never can judge a trade right when it happens because Sony Michel's gone. Cam Newton's gone. Like he went from a middling RB3 to like a super solid RB2. So
I could see him finishing like
best risers.
I could see him finishing top 12 easily, like a third of the weeks.
Yeah, he had to get it off of touchdowns.
Of course, touchdowns. But Cam had 40. It's not like Cam had 41 attempts, and that's with a bad quarterback. They still move the ball down the field. So with Mac Jones now the starter, I do think the ball is going to move down the field a lot better. And like we mentioned on the last episode, they went out and got every offensive position upgraded. So I think the sky's the limit for Damian Harris. And I feel like if you got him late, man, you might have got one of these league stealers out there. You might have got a RB1 in the tuck.
Definitely, man.
Sure.
It sucks. The only thing that's kind of just worries me, but it's baked into his price anyway. But it's just the fact that he's not going to be used as a pass catcher.
Right. So I feel safe.
Man, this guy has all the opportunity available, but they're just not going to use him as a pass catcher back. Mm-hmm. But like I said, that worry is baked into his price. So
yeah, so
RB2.
Like you said, solid RB2. Drake last year, solid RB2. He didn't get much in the passing game, but he got like 260, 50. I think he probably got a little bit more carries, and he finished like running back 16. So I see Damian Harris around there. Drake last year, he didn't get any of the passing, but he got a lot of rushes and finished around running back 16.
I just didn't hear who you said. I didn't hear the name.
So
but you go ahead. I do. I mean, if you want him, I got him. So if you want to come get him, but that's neither here nor there.
I don't know. Probably taxing. And it's according to where you have him at, so I might not need him.
I was looking at one of my sleeper leads.
You got him in leagues.
It's society, but I got like a lot of started running backs over there. But
I can get him in secret. I'm gonna text you.
We got some running backs over there. Fuck your plug. Come shop with me. Jabbar, we'll start with you this time, man. Who is your faller? We'll go ahead with a faller.
I ain't got no follow, but I got another riser. You did.
What?
He said, fuck your follower.
That's not part of the show script, man. What the fuck? Bro, we went over this, man. But we went over this.
All right, listen.
No, thank you. How about another riser?
Hey, and it better be good too, or I'm gonna shit on him.
I think it's somebody we can watch on, and it's Sony Michel. Once Sony Michel went over to the Rams, you can say he's in a much better run friendly offense, much smoother, with a great offensive-minded coach who's going to use him to his best ability. If we remember back in the days of UGA, y'all are UGA fans. What was Sony Michel most used as at UGA?
Pass catching back.
Bass catching back and ran a little bit on the outside while Chubb did all the dirty work. So now going into this offense.
Why it sound like Gabe didn't want to be a part of your analogy, bro?
Because I had something funny to say. But I was gonna let you get your shit
Gabe
off.
was one of the students in the class that knew the answer sometime, but they still didn't answer. Oh, I know that, but I ain't finna say shit. I ain't finna
my hand.
Right. All right, but yeah. So going into the year, everybody was high on Cam Akers, but I still had Henderson get. I can't remember the number right now, but I still had Henderson getting like over 120 or something like that carries or something in that nature. So I see Sonny Michel somewhere in a similar ballpark. Not to start off early in the season, but once we get to week 4, week 5 or 6, Sonny Michel should get more acclimated to the offense, get a little bit more carries. And it's only this guy's 3rd year in the pros. So he just went through a couple injuries. So Sonny Michel is not written off. And Henderson has not been the most durable back. So he's one of the guys who could be a good handcuff and should get some burn eventually.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. Hey, Lo, so let's go back like 2 to 3 episodes ago, right? I came out here and I said, hey man, Sonny Michel is gonna be the fucking top 36 or whatever I said running back, right? I said they don't believe in Darrell Henderson. Jafar said, what do you mean, Gabe? They do believe in him.
No. He said, Gabe, it's over. It's over with. Fast forward.
Bro, that's all I was.
He didn't even give you a follow to talk about Sony.
Oh man, that's all I was thinking that whole time. Like all the time he was talking,
I forgot about that shit.
Send me that clip, Gabe.
That's hilarious, bro.
You heard a clip out of that.
Yeah, we got to make a clip of that. How quickly things change. Hey, how quickly things change in fantasy. It ain't been nothing but what 5 days.
Let's just stay in water, bro. Let's just stay in water.
It's been 3 episodes.
Like his words.
I'm just not gonna let you I'm not just gonna let you walk that one through.
And like Carlos say, you gotta stay water. Once somebody tell you something, you sit because you be sleeping or something, thinking about it. Gay said something about some shit. Let me think about it. Let me read an article. If
you watch the clip too, you can look at Javar kind of like looking up in the air and shit, like, makes some pretty good points here. I might need to go back and do my research on that.
But yeah, because I had Henderson getting a lot of touches, and then a McVay offense, 100 touches could be, solid. And Sonny Michel was a first-round pick. He still got moves. He just battled injuries. So it's handcuffs around the back end where we're taking people, after AJ Dillon, you pretty much fair game.
I like him before.
I like it, man. I like it because it seems like a lot of people forgot like how this backfield was last year. I feel like everybody was expecting Cam Akers. Fast forward this year, everybody was expecting Cam Akers pretty much to be the workhorse back there. But last year, they pretty much ran a committee out there. You know what I'm saying? So with it not being no Cam Akers out there this year, I feel like they're going to go right back to that. I still think Henderson's going to be the 1A, but Sony is definitely going to get some run, man, because I don't see them going away from that committee approach like they did last year, especially with Akers not being there now. So definitely like this, man. He's still, and this is one thing, like if you have a late draft, bro, players like Sony and even like Gus Edwards, like they still haven't really adjusted to the system's ADP. So unless you're using like make your own cheat sheet, like most of the times the people in your leagues are not going to use that. They're just going to go off of the site's ADP, and you can find Sony way down the list, bro, and get him later than where he should be going because he's definitely going to get some run.
I think that
I like it.
Like I already said, Sony was going to be what I thought Sony was going to be. So welcome to don't we got a bet that Sony's going to finish higher or something? Who did I bet?
No. The bet, I thought about that too. The bet is Curtis Samuel's finish higher than Russell Gage. Give me my money right now. What is the money you pay for one of my
I'll take that bet again. Yeah, something I'll pay for. I'll take that bet again too. If you have it, go to Twitter and check out the Russell Gage.
All right, you see where Russell Gage went, but Curtis Samuel's finished that as the 3rd wide receiver on the Carolina team. So he was like 30.
It's not about all right, bro. We're not about to talk about Russell Gage and Curtis Samuel, bro. There's not. You already got.
All right, give us your sleeper, bro.
It's a faller. But we'll go ahead and start with my faller, man. We got Michael Carter, running back from the New York Jets. Mm-hmm. It's a rookie. In the third preseason game, the Jets benched their starters, Tevin Coleman. Michael Carter ended up playing, and he was still out-snapped by Ty Johnson. In the second week, where Zach Wilson played 21 of the snaps, and the Jets split the backfield, Coleman and Johnson had 10 to 9 respectively. Although against the backups, when he does play, he does look pretty decent. Week 3 only having 12 yards, 11 of those coming at the contact. Week 2 he had 52 yards, 34 of those coming at the contact. Carter has been drafted around that running back 32 range, where I think Sony Michel could possibly be. But he does have a lot of competition for volume, and how I always say, volume is key. And I don't think they'll have many scoring opportunities. And if they do have many scoring opportunities, I don't think there'll be Michael Carter scoring opportunities. And he's only saw 3 targets this whole offseason, and that was another one of the big things, that he was supposed to be one of the better pass catchers out of him and Javonte Williams. Michael Carter was a pass catcher running back in the North Carolina backfield last year. So they're not even throwing him the ball. I don't know if that's just preseason, but he also hasn't played a snap with Zach Wilson. So that could be another thing. It's a scary thing for me. But I think he could be one of the bright spots on your dynasty rosters, but I think where people are drafting him at right now in redraft, I don't think he'll make a splash. And if he does make a splash, it'll be late. And I think you'll be able to pick Michael Carter up off waiver wires before the year is over. And then he might be one of those late rookies that end up, getting the burn once the Jets realize they're not good and they end up starting Tevin Coleman or something gross like that. So, I just think pump your brakes on Michael Carter, especially at running back 32. Would you take Sony Michel over Michael Carter, Los? You're muted.
Yeah, I would easily take him over Michael Carter.
Yeah, so I feel like Michael Carter is one of my biggest fallers this offseason, just because when with the rookie draft, when the rookies get drafted, of course all the running backs get the hype, and he's going to the Jets, which everybody say, oh man, the Jets really don't have nobody in the backfield. But apparently Ty Johnson, Michael P. Ryan, and Tevin Coleman are all better than him, because he's running with the fours right now, and that's gross. To make it through a whole training camp.
He got a whole bunch of nobody's running ahead of him.
Exactly. Especially to make it through a whole,
running ahead of him.
To make it through a whole training camp, you know what I mean? That wasn't something I was expecting.
Yeah, I feel like the writing's been on the wall for him, man. Like, not only was he like a day 3 pick, what was he, round 5, I want to say. He went to the Jets, where the coach is coming from a system where they, employ a committee, approach to the run game. So that was already going against him. And then you see his preseason usage, and that just pretty much put the nail in not the nail, because it ain't over, but it just pretty much confirmed, what they were telling us. Like, you got to look at the personnel, like how the coach. Well, I guess it wasn't no sure thing, but it just seems like now that we see his usage in the preseason, like we should have been paying more attention to what was going on. He went late in the draft, and he's got a coach that uses a committee situation. So definitely faller for me.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm mad at my Carter share. I got like 2 of them. I'm mad.
Hey, we was in a draft, right? We was in a startup draft, right? And me and Javar, I think we was on a game or some shit, and Javar was like, "Yeah, I think I'm about to take Michael Carter right here." And you know me, how I do my dynasty squads, bro. I like to go receiver heavy, man, and pick my spots at running back, bro. So when he said that, I think like Carson was still on the board, Josh Jacob was still on the board. I was like, "Damn, bro, that's dope as fuck. You about to get Carter, bro." When he did that shit, I was like, "Yes." I ain't about to tell you, no, bro, go get Carson, bro. What are you doing?
No, I don't know.
I still think he's a good play in dynasty leagues, though.
Hopefully, we're gonna find.
Yeah, he could be. I think he'll have his role. He'll definitely have his role, but redraft, man, he definitely should not be going as a running back 3 right now if you can't even see the field.
Off the radar pivot. You missing out on good wide receiver if you drafting Carter that early.
And possible good running backs, because I think I would. How about Tyson Williams?
I'm pretty sure Sony went after Michael Carter and draft we just had.
Right.
Because I had to do that. I had to scroll all the way down to get Sony, bro.
How do you feel about Tyson Williams? I don't think we got to touch on him.
We talked about him.
Would you draft him over? Would you draft him over Michael Carter?
If I need a safer like 3, I guess, because I feel like he's gonna get some touches in there. You know, they're gonna run the ball a lot, so it's gonna be a second running back get some touches. I'm just not feeling confident in Carter right now, bro. That's just how he was
tricky, man. Because I don't think you ever need to draft Tyson where Carter is going in draft. Like I feel like I'm always going to pick Tyson get Tyson way later than Michael Carter's going to draft.
True.
Like if I had a chance to play one, if week one comes around, if I had to choose one, it would probably be Tyson because we all expect him to have some type of role. But Carter, I don't think he's going to have a role to start the year like that.
Even if Tyson has that Gus Edwards role, I think last year Gus Edwards had a valuable role in fantasy. You know what I mean? And if he lucks up and gets in the red zone, I feel like we
just don't know if he's. I mean, he looked decent in preseason, but we just don't. We don't know if he can be a competent running back like Gus Edwards. That's the only question mark. We know it's some touches out there to get, but I don't know.
I think unless you see Gus Edwards getting 350 carries, like Tyson Williams is going to get some burn. You know what I mean? And he jumped over somebody on the depth chart, so it's not like they didn't have any options. Because I don't know if y'all remember Justin Hill. So then I don't even know if I thought that was going to be the backup until they came out and said no. Tyson Williams has earned the role. So yeah, man, I don't know how we got to Tyson Williams.
You said would you like him over Carter? And probably would just wait back and get him at his ADP. It's a running back, 4 or something, 5.
Yeah.
All right, so Los, you got a follower, or are you going against the brand too?
Nah, man. I do have a follower. I do. And I'm gonna go with David Johnson. It pains me to say this.
I can't say that no more,
bro. I can't even say that no more, bro.
You don't even feel right.
Biggest followers. So of course we already knew that he was in an ugly situation, but many people, including myself, figured that he would at least have the volume on his side, bro. But the preseason usage pretty much tells us otherwise. He's only played 14 snaps compared to 16 and 17 for Phillip Lindsay and Mark Ingram. So that's horrible. To make matters worse, he was relegated to the third down role. We have reports before preseason started that he would be used as like that Duke Johnson role this year. And then they pretty much confirmed it in preseason. That's pretty much what he was playing, was the third down role. So for me, man, he went, and of course, this is a player last year. He played 12 games and he only finished outside of the top 30 running backs twice so he finished as a top 30 running back 10 times out of 12. So I really feel like this is very disrespectful. But he went from a great value, I feel like, to an all-out avoid. We don't like crowded backfields, and but we can, we'll be okay with it as long as they have a good offense. But we don't even touch horrible offenses with a crowded backfield. That is an all-out avoid for me, bro.
But if you had to touch somebody in there, pause, who would you touch?
Lindsay or Ingram, bro? That's what you
hold my nose and go with Lindsay.
I think Lindsay.
But it's just so gross.
It's even gross when you think about it as a football perspective. You traded DeAndre Hopkins for somebody you played 1 year.
And then relegated him to third down? Like, how?
What are you doing?
So disrespectful, bro.
Let me be the GM. Like, if you paying somebody money to make these moves, call me, bro.
That's why he's not there no more. That's why he fired.
I hope so.
He did that and left. He did that.
That was the GM. He was the GM, bro.
The GM and the head coach.
Your coach be the GM, bro, because bro, that was so bad, man.
Right, that was the worst.
If I was a Houston Texans fan, I would be so like pissed.
For real, bro. You don't talk shit. You don't at people on Twitter. You know what I mean? Like the coaches or whatever. Like, you're an asshole if you do that to players if they have a bad game. But I mean, I probably wouldn't say nothing to a Houston Texans fan and Bill O'Brien. Like, bro, what did you do? Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, you literally ruined us, bro.
For a long time,
now, man.
For a long time too.
It's so horrible.
Do anybody else got any risers and fallers?
I think we just named another follower of the whole Houston, Texas organization.
I think Tyrod Taylor is a follower too. I feel like a lot of people are on Tyrod Taylor. I don't think he finishes the year as a starter. I know we talked about this. Of course, he is the quarterback. I think Davis Mills ends up being the quarterback, and I think he's gross too.
I thought he was
good. I'm about to say he's not a follower for me because he can't fall any lower in my rankings, bro. He's already at the bottom. So Tyrod Taylor, I wasn't expecting nothing out of him.
We got a comment that says, "Hey Holly and Javar, can you guys ask who
shut
got
up, bro? Goddamn.
Hey man, we don't mention second place here on the Fantasy and Session podcast.
I was like, who is this, bro? That's how great.
Once I seen them legs for ink on it, I kind of knew who it was. Yeah.
Y'all got anything else?
Just some honorable mentions. I'm gonna go with.
We'll go through some honorable mentions.
Another riser for me. So it's been a lot of like risers and fallers for the Jets. For
Zach Moss is a faller to me.
Faller.
Sticking with the Zacks.
Exactly. And then Kenny G, it would be another faller for me, man. Hasn't even like touched the field like that. Like he's returned to practice, but they still don't know if he's gonna be ready for week 1. So
he said he returned to practice and he said he feels kind of ready. Like almost ready.
That's not good. Start next week, bro.
Yeah, I think you should be ready by now. Gerald Everett, I heard something about him today that I wanted to make him a follow to.
What, that he's been splitting with Will Disley?
Yeah, something gross like that. So
it's like damn, it's almost as if like that's baked into his price as like one of the last tight ends off the board.
I know, but it was just one Javar's breakout. So.
Javar's like, bro, fuck y'all.
Like, are we in the show already? No, I'm just playing.
Nah, I'm still taking them like super late because it don't cost nothing. But I definitely.
Y'all want Super Bowl predictions now?
Austin Hooper. He been a riser. He been used. He's been targeted by. I should have used him. Austin Hooper. He's been targeted by Baker Mayfield a decent amount. I know Odell is not on the field, but going into the last 3 games last year, of course, the back end of the season where Baker was feeling himself, he was targeting Austin Hooper a good amount of times, especially in the red zone. Austin Hooper scored in most of those games, and if it's showing anything, the OC also came out and said Austin Hooper has a part in his offense. We're looking to get him more involved. So and he's going later, even after Gerald Everett. So Austin Hooper is one of my risers. Also, somebody else a riser that you should look out for, man. It's they paid on the money, so it's worth a dart throw.
Do y'all want to give Super Bowl predictions today or tomorrow? I mean, not today or tomorrow, but today or next episode.
Next episode. I gotta put a little thought into it.
All right, for sure.
Definitely Chiefs, but I don't know about the NFC yet.
Falcons.
You did.
That's a damn shame, bro. We all Falcons fan. We laughed after you said that shit.
Nah, I'm for real. I think they're gonna do it.
I'm always several for it. You know what I'm saying? I got to see this first game, bro.
Hey man, I just want to give a special shout out to everybody that been riding through the off season. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long off season. But we finally here. Next episode is one of the greatest and best week by week, game by game breakdown in the fantasy world. I always mess that up when I say it, but I feel like that's just part of the show now. Also, this is episode 91, so we like.
I didn't say nothing when you said Damian Williams when you were talking about Damian Harris. I was just like, bro, I'm just.
Either way, that's crazy. I probably said it like every time too.
It's just so natural, bro.
He probably be talking to himself like Damian Williams gonna go off this year.
I see pictures in my head. I'm more of a visual learner.
Yeah.
But this episode 91, episode 100 coming up soon.
Oh, wait! I meant to bring that up, bro. Like, yes,
we probably should do something about that.
Definitely, bro.
Trying to do barbecue.
I was talking about podcast wise, but that's cool. What the fuck? All right, man. If y'all ain't got that, that's man. We see y'all later, man. We out.
Peace.
Said we gonna do a barbecue.